Hi, my name is Melissa Burwald, and I'm an academic advisor in the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Science. Welcome to the first year information session. This particular session is going to focus on academic and non-academic misconduct. I think it will surprise some of you what the university actually considers as academic misconduct. So let's get started. I want to spend some time talking about academic misconduct since it is so important. Engineering has a duty to adhere to the highest standards of academic and professional integrity. All students and faculty alike must abide by the Code of Ethics of Professional Engineers, which requires engineers to conduct themselves in an honorable and ethical manner, upholding the values of truth, honesty, and trustworthiness. Academic integrity is a bridge to professional ethics. So, what is academic misconduct? Academic misconduct includes cheating, for example, using books, notes, diagrams, electronic devices when you're not allowed to, copying work from other people, communicating with others either in an exam room or in the classroom, consulting with other students on a take-home exam, or having another person write the exam for you, not following rules of an exam, or telling somebody else what is on the exam. So for example, if you're given permission to write an exam early, and then you go and tell all of your friends what's on the exam, that's misconduct. Altering answers on an assignment or an exam that has already been returned, and taking an exam out of an exam room. Those are all examples of cheating. So, what's plagiarism? Plagiarism is quite simply submitting work of another person, not acknowledging an author or sources of a phrase, a quote, a thought, a code, a formula, or statistics. It is submitting person's work even if cited in the bibliography. And don't forget that this all includes internet material. But did you know that academic misconduct also includes so many other things? Falsifying lab results, padding a bibliography, helping others in the act of academic misconduct, providing false or incomplete information, providing false information to receive deferred exam or a term work. For example, giving medical reports from a doctor that are simply not true just to get out of an exam so that you can do it a week later and have an extra week to study. That's misconduct. Bribing or threatening others to obtain information, stealing someone else's notes, altering or destroying work of others, for example, in a lab, stealing resource materials, for example, cutting articles out of a journal that are in the library, failure to participate in group projects when the final mark depends on everyone's input, submitting a same paper in two different classes, and working in a group when you're simply not permitted to do so. The university and the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Science has taken and will continue to take concrete measures to address academic misconduct. The faculty will not tolerate any infractions of academic integrity. Just don't do it. So what happens? The Associate Dean Academic, Dr. DeMontany, is notified immediately by your professor. The university secretary is also notified. An immediate investigation happens and a hold is put on your account, not allowing you to register for classes. You do have the opportunity to explain the incident. You will be notified of disciplinary action via a formal letter. Penalty is assigned by the Associate Dean, and it is a case-by-case decision. You may appeal the decision within 30 days. So, while the investigation is taking place, an academic hold is placed on your account. The hold remains for 30 days after the letter is sent to you. If you don't appeal the decision, the hold is lifted. But if you appeal the decision, the hold will remain on your account until a final decision is made. Remember, Gina is the academic advisor to see about these issues. So some examples of the penalties that might happen are, of course, reduction of your grade in the course or a 0 credit, definitely a notation in your file, and a grade of XF, which is on your transcript forever. And an XF means academic misconduct. Loss of scholarships and awards, which I have definitely seen happen, and a suspension or expulsion from the class, program, or even the university. Non-academic misconduct can be many things. It's theft, drugs, vandalism, violence, assault. It can be unauthorized or misuse of university facilities, equipment, or services, so like going to a gym, labs, or cafeterias when you are unauthorized to do so. Not complying with university officials, like the security. Any conduct which harms or threatens to harm the university, its faculty, staff, students, guests, programs, and activities. It is any activity that threatens the safety or well-being of anyone on campus. It can be falsification of university records for improper or fraudulent purposes. So I have an example of non-academic misconduct. It was Halloween season, and a student thought that he would play a prank on his friend just as a joke. He snuck up behind her while she was studying in the library. He had a mask on and an object under his jacket that was the same shape as a weapon. He scared her, and she screamed, and she definitely did not think it was funny. She reported the incident to the campus security, and he was charged with non-academic misconduct. It wasn't so funny for him in the end. Now remember, you are responsible while on co-op or internship too. I have seen students who are fired on the spot for not submitting safety and security reports to their supervisor in a timely manner. That student just didn't think that it was important to report the incident. Unfortunately, that was misconduct, and he was let go immediately. The Vice President of Student Affairs is responsible for all non-academic incidences. It does not go through the Faculty of Engineering. Non-academic misconduct. So what happens? After an investigation procedure is complete, which may take a while, there are several things that can happen depending on the severity of the case. Loss of tuition fees. Restitution for damage. You might have to pay for damages that have been caused to a lab or facilities or the gym or any residences. Loss of or repayment of a scholarship or awards. Probation, being RTD'd or MW'd. You might be suspended from school for a given time or indefinitely, depending on the severity of the misconduct. Eviction of residences. If the misconduct happened in a residence, for example, you might not ever be able to go back again. Restriction of access to services and facilities. You might not ever be able to go back to the pool or be restricted from going to the OWL for 6 months, for example. You might not be able to go to a lab for the rest of the semester. And if you can't get into the lab, you can't pass the class. Expulsion from the co-op program or termination from an internship or practicum. So there are several different things that could happen if non-academic misconduct had happened. Thanks for listening. If you still have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask us. And don't forget to check out the other presentations.